Coming back once again, giving a great shout out to everybody. Want to respond back in this video to my boy K Ray, Mega Killer 31. I love that video. It was very powerful. You just did about slavery, us being, our people being in slavery, and how everybody's still pointing fingers at the white man. And you brought out some good questions and points as always. And you make me think about, like I told you earlier, the children of Israel, how they was in captivity, and the things they went through, and in spite of what they was going through, how God brought them out of stuff, and they still complained, they still was impatient. They even got to the point where they started making their own God, their own idol, you know, the golden calf and so on. And when I thought about your video, you said thank God for slavery. And I know a million people ain't gonna like when you say that, but they gotta listen to what you said behind that. Because first of all, God is a God of purpose. God has a way of doing everything, but we seem to forget that. And if he would allow his chosen ones to go through slavery because of their disobedience, well, what is that saying about us? If you don't know by now, Israel is God's chosen. In spite of how bad Israel was, or some might say still is, that is God's chosen. And that land is chosen. And when we look at us as black folks and the things that our people have went through, yes, it was sad. But can we live and learn from slavery? And like you say, bro, so many people walking around here with these attitudes. They killed my people. Well, they died behind this, they died behind that. Some of us still are in slavery in our mind. Because I got a news flash for you. Racism ain't gonna leave this earth until, you know, Christ cleaned up everything. Racism ain't never left. You got people right now fighting behind color, killing behind color. And what's sad, black folks, we killing more and more of each other. And we the same color. So you want to keep pointing at the white man. Well, you need to point at yourself. And ask yourself, why haven't you gotten past your ignorance? That's why I did them videos on The Making of a Slave by Willie Lynch. If you ain't never read that letter, then if you have read the letter, then you know what I'm talking about. How we are still against each other. When you look at the children of Israel and their disobedience, now let's look at us, people, and our disobedience. But how God still got his hands on us. Remember, Moses went through all that, and Moses died at the mountaintop, 120 years old. Moses didn't even make it in the promised land at that time. So God had to call on Joshua to take over and finish what Moses was doing. And Joshua did a good job. Joshua had no fear, because God told Joshua, I'm going to be with you even as I was with Moses. Why did God choose Joshua? Well, remember, Joshua was Moses' aide. Joshua was right there. He knew about everything. He saw the promises. He knew how God was God of his word. God is a God that won't lie. So God said, I'm going to use you, Joshua, to take over. And Joshua had hell leading them people, y'all. Just like nowadays, who's leading you in your life? I believe that war lasted maybe, 7 years, many man? That was a long war. But Joshua hung in there. He hung in there. How many of us are hanging in there? What are you saying, JT? What am I saying is God is a God of purpose. Our people went through slavery for a reason. God created all things. Best believe God could have stopped anything at any point in given time. And believe right now, he can still do the same thing. But we got to live and we got to learn. Because if we had everything handed to us easy, K-Ray, man, we wouldn't know how to act. Everybody want to be blessed, but don't nobody want to go through a struggle. And the thing is, you don't know what your struggle is going to be. Yes, our people suffered greatly. They was harmed. They was burnt, tortured. But how long are we going to walk around and keep blaming, playing this blame game? Because I got a news flash for you, black folks. White folks are going through stuff too. Now, you don't think it's some poor white folks out here who's struggling? Yes, it is. It ain't got nothing to do with color. We know you got rich people, but you got poor people also. Everybody ain't rich, and it ain't got nothing to do with color. Because you got some successful black people that's got a lot of money. But then you got a whole lot of poor black people. You got to have a struggle in your life. And K. Ray, you said you learned a lot from slavery, that if it wasn't for slavery, you probably wouldn't be the way you are now. Because we all should be able to look back on slavery and learn from it. But you know what we do? We look at slavery and we just keep on having the same mentality. And now we got this mind frame of, I just want to kill the white man. You know what, bro? I don't want to kill the white man. Because when I was down in my lowest, you know who helped me? That white man that you're talking about. Who gave me a car to drive? That white man, free of charge. See what I'm saying? And I'm not talking bad about our people. What I'm saying, and my point is, the white man at my lowest was the ones that helped me. Helped me in my time of need. That's why JT don't see color. I don't care what color you are. Because I've been helped by a lot of people. That's why I try to give back and help a lot of people, not caring what color they are and what they have done. Bible teaches me to give, period. So slavery, yes, it was bad. But can we learn from it? And the ones that walk around with this blame of the white man game be the same ones that can't stand their brother on their own block. They can't even stand their next door neighbor. But we always talking about we want to get at the white man. Now you need to get it yourself and go in there in that mirror and check yourself and stop walking around here with all this stupid stuff. You need to be wise, man. Wisdom is so important. So God bless you. God keep you. K. Ray, great video.